Alrighty, were you ready to kick off and penis helm something?
That is not a bad idea. Okay, so we ended last time with you guys just coming over the crest of a hill, and the glorious city of Stormghelm appeared in front of you. It's got beautiful white walls, but it's obviously there's been some sort of battle here recently. You can see large parts of the wall have the big chunks taken out of them by rocks. There's still the corpses of some massive creatures all mounded together under some parts of the wall. And yeah, so it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is still up, but you get the feeling it'll probably be setting in 2 to 3 hours. What do you guys want to do?
Is there like a gate that we pull up to?
The gate, so the city itself is probably still about 2 hours travel away. You can just see it in the distance.
Oh, okay.
There's a pretty established road on that.
Oh, well then I guess we keep walking towards it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You guys continue on the road, and you notice that the road is fairly deserted. There's no other travelers. There's no one sort of coming out of the city towards you or anything like that. And you're relatively unmolested for those 2 hours. It's sort of eerily quiet. You get the feeling the town probably keeps this area fairly free of large creatures or anything like that.
I don't know. I
when you get
kind
to
of
the-
miss the molestation.
Well, it doesn't. You get to the gate at about 5 in the afternoon, just as the sun is starting to set behind the hills, and it's a massive, imposing gate. It's got 2 gigantic wooden doors in front of you, and sort of a murder hole and a watch over the wall. And a man puts his head over the wall and looks down at you. He's got an ill-fitting helmet. He's wearing a chainmail vest with a greasy, stained tabard over the top. It's a red tabard. You can't really make anything else other than that. He leans over and he says, "What do you want?"
We're here to see Commander Shepard.
Commander Shepard. Commander Shepard hasn't been here in months. Regardless, we're not letting you in.
Where do you happen to know where Commander Shepard is?
How should I know, Elf?
You sound like you've got a problem with the elves.
Yes, I have a problem with the elves. We're at war with them, boy. What
Uh,
are you doing with them? And that one's got horns.
Yeah, do you know what else I have? I've got an elven body part in a sack.
Yeah, I was
think
about to say
we'll leave
about
it be
about
more
that
just an
war.
instinct.
We kind of might have ended it for you, but we need to
Why
talk
don't you
to.
shut your yappers. Regardless, I'm not letting you in.
Well,
What a knob.
can
Be gone
I?
with you.
I want to try a persuasion check to try and
Yeah, sure.
convince him to let us in. And
Okay.
I'm going to say to him, "Hey, look, we have very, very important information regarding your war with the elves, and we desperately need to come in and talk to your commanders about it."
I support.
Roll me that check then. 25. His face changes, and he says, "Look, I don't know you and I don't trust you. But it wouldn't matter if you had the 3 heads of Bahamut in that sack. I can't let you in.
Who makes the decisions about who comes in? Is there someone else we can talk to?
There's somebody well above me. We only open the gates once a 10-day.
So when are the gates due to next be open, good sir?
He says, in 2 more suns, I can perhaps talk to you then, but I can't let you in.
Can't or won't?
Either.
Oh,
Both.
listen here,
No,
you soft
no. How about
doesn't mean you have to be such a dick.
He said, look, it wouldn't matter if you had 1,000 gold. It's not up to me whether the gate opens. Right? I just have to...
Someone who is it up? Who it is up to?
Well, no. I have my orders, and I'm not going to go wake the captain for the likes of you.
Ah, so there's a captain. Bring all the
um,
captaincy away.
do you know
What's he doing
who
at
I
second
am?
line?
I am an ally and friend of the Scriveners. We are friends with the Cockatrice Knight and the Myconids and Lady Dahlia. So if any of these names ring a bell, I think that you should best open the door.
Roll me a persuasion.
Sure.
I'll support her by yelling, "We
Oh,
are also
yeah.
allies of the blood budgies, wasn't it?" Yeah.
I roll my
Yeah,
first
say that.
one
Yeah, I can say
and then
that.
my second one. Oh, do I get support?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he said, okay, yeah, I mean, yes. But on the the message, I mean, on the uttering of the term blood budgies, you can see his face turns. Yeah, he turns into a skull. It's like the blood budgies. They're the blood ravens, you fucking elf. Like, no, I can't open the gates. Come back in 2 days. And he slams like a wooden shutter closed.
So worth it.
All right, can I just start?
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
I'm going to bust out my triangle and just playing like a really obnoxious note consistently.
Yeah,
And just
sure.
playing as loud as I can.
Okay, yeah, after about a minute, in unison, 5 of, like, so there's little wooden flaps that come up, and that's what he was talking to you, like, push one of those up and look down. 5 of them open in unison, and there's 5 men with crossbows aiming down at you, including this guy, and he says, stop that, Matt. We're in times of war, and it's not time to be stupid.
I know we're in
Get
times
the
of
fuck out of here.
but this petulant little bastard's not opening the damn gate for us. We've
Yeah,
done
he fires his crossbow. I'm just gonna. Yeah, okay, and the shot goes where I want it to. It lands right in between your feet. And he says, the next one's in your head, boy. Go away. So what you're in at the moment is, this city has a big moat around it. And you're on like a big wooden, basically, drawbridge, talking about this gate at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to cast Leoman's tiny hut right in the middle of their damn gate.
Okay. Yeah, sure. As you do that, you hear like shouting and hollering from behind, and somebody starts ringing a bell really loudly.
I'm gonna leave. This is only gonna end in us
Yeah.
dying, so
You
I'm
hear
gonna leave.
people shouting, and the 5 huts open again, and all the people are aiming crossbows at you again, Taylor. And he says, "What have you done? Did you guys do this?"
Oh,
Yes, I did this. You said we got to wait 2 days till the gates open. I'm setting up camp.
Let's get rid of it now, or you die.
You can't, can you?
I can't get rid of it. What's your
Get rid of it, boy, sorcerer.
Sorcerer? I'm a bard, my friend. I provide
You hear him say,
Sing a song as an example.
you hear him say to his friends, "Fire!" And let's roll initiative.
Fire away. We're all in a hut.
God
Let's
damn
roll
it.
initiative.
Really?
People are
What
scared
have
of
you
magic,
done?
guys. This is not a great idea. Okay. They'll all act together. So so it's pretty open. So you get they've cleared all of the forest like outside of their city, so they had like a decent area for when they're attacked that they could view their attackers coming forward. So it's quite an open space you're in right now.
I don't know. I kind of just walked away. I'm like, I don't want to borrow this, but no.
Yeah, I'd say you're 30 feet further back from the rest of the party, but I mean, all this
Oh, you're
happened
an
fairly
idiot. That
suddenly.
means you're not in my little hut, man.
You can
Yeah.
still hear somebody ringing a bell behind the gates as well, like frantically and shouting, "We're under attack!" All right, the guards go first. 5 of them fire crossbows at you, Taylor. All right, so 4 of them fire. Yeah, no, one of them like hits you, but it deflects off of your leather armor quite simply. And they're all sort of surprised that they didn't hit you, but that you get the feeling these aren't like the cream of the crop. They're not army soldiers. They're town guard. Probably half drunk. Okay, and they start shouting and then start frantically reloading their crossbows and shouting things like, "Oh, get more bolts! Get word to the other men!" And there's just a lot of shouting and noise going on behind the gate. Okay, moving on. Emerald, your turn. You're about 30 foot back from everyone else. You're just at the end of the drawbridge. Yeah, sure, I'll drop a map. That's not a terrible idea. So that's how I imagined the circle was, Taylor, but you're telling me it was
No, it was
entirely...
like, yeah, just
Okay.
like pitching camp out the front of the gate, which is why I was so surprised by their incredulous response.
Well, they don't like magic. They are simple country folk, you know?
How many simple country folk are living in the biggest city we've come across in months?
Oh, they're simple folk. I shouldn't say country. They're just simple folk. And magic is scary, you know?
Scary as fuck.
Especially when you've got 2 elves and a demon at the front door. All right. Oh, fuck, now I've got to bring the initiative over.
That is so wrong.
Refill in your initiative. Please.
Put your initiative in, guys. Stop being so
Hey,
useless.
Okay.
So are
I
these
think,
people directly above us?
yeah, so it's actually about 15 feet above, probably 3 meters, maybe a bit more actually.
And also these murder holes on the gate, how big are they?
They're big enough to
Murder
drop like a
holes.
decent sized rock through, or if they wanted to stick like a long spear down and just like stab directly down at people trying to bash the gate down.
Is that something that we can reach?
I mean, no, not without some sort of magical or like extreme physical prowess. They're pretty far up.
The real crux of my query is, can I shove Elvendir's head down there?
No, the murder holes are above you. So they're what
okay.
the guards on the gate would use if you were pressed up against the gate and they couldn't shoot at you.
Oh,
They would
I
just
thought-
drop stuff down on you, like hot oil or something like that.
Right. Sorry, I thought they were little latches in the gate itself that could.
No, yeah, they're above. So the what they're talking down to you from actually overlaps the gate by about 5 to 10 feet.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Alrighty, Emerald, it is your turn.
I can't run further back than that.
So you're just pegging it?
Yeah.
Are you just using your entire turn to run? So do you want to go 60 feet or?
Yep. I'm gone.
Right, we'll just assume you're off the map at this point. Spurgeon, your turn.
But at first, since I'm apparently not in my hut,
What did they say on their turn? Sorry.
nothing. They just shot crossbows at me.
They
Oh, right.
told you to dispel it, and then when you said you couldn't, they just started shooting. Or if you, because you didn't immediately dispel it and get rid of it, they just assumed you were bad.
Can I just yell out and just say, we mean you no harm. We're only here completing a quest for Commander Shepard. Wake up your captain. Let's discuss this. And then I pull the head of Elvendir out of my bag and hold it up and say, here, this is proof
That we're on the same side. I pulled the head out and yelling
things of that gist, trying to get them to see that we are on their side.
I've not drawn any arms at all. All I've done is pull out his head.
Okay.
And then I
Toss it on the ground next to me and get in my hut.
Okay.
But the head's on the outside of the hut, visible to the guards, and I'm on the inside.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
I'm just legging it.
Yep, sure.
Oh, you guys are all abandoning me?
Alrighty. That's what you're doing, Kaderin, is pegging it away with Emerald?
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
No worries. Carrion, what are you doing?
Does it seem likely that they would be able to be reasoned with?
Roll me a perception check. Okay. So what you're hearing behind the gate is you're hearing a lot of people yelling. You're hearing a lot of footsteps of what sounds like people approaching the gate. And what you hear is other bells start going off around the city.
Oh my god.
You get the feeling that the city is in some sort of like complete panic response. You notice that the gate is starting to be drawn up. You can hear like a massing of soldiers behind the gate. You get the feeling that it's like a war type response, you know, like they're in a really heightened time of alert because they're at war. They've been attacked very recently, and this seems like a very practiced thing that now is in motion, is probably is not going to stop.
Sorry, Taylor.
Oh, you all suck.
All right. So we go back to their turn. You notice the 5 people on top of the gate lean over again, Taylor, and all fire their crossbow bolts at your like shimmering sphere, and they all just bounce off harmlessly. You also notice that the gate is beginning to open, so it doesn't complete
Get
this
out.
turn.
Dude,
But as the gate is pulling up, it's a really big, heavy gate. Like it's reinforced wood with like metal woven through it. It's quite beautiful, actually. And behind that, you notice there's about 40 to 50 soldiers, all heavily
Oh my
armed and
God.
armored. They've got shields. Some of them have spears, and the ones at the front have spears. The ones behind have swords. You hear above, like all the rustling and bells alarm. You hear somebody yell, "Submit, heretic!" All right, your turn.
I'm just going to see if I'm going.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yes, and so what you notice, Taylor, is the soldiers come out, and it seems almost practiced. These soldiers seem a lot more professional than the guards on top of the gate. And they form like a square of soldiers around your circle and like lower their spears and aim it at it. And then, can you roll me a perception check? Yeah, that's good enough. So none of these people are familiar to you. They're all wearing a red tabard on the front with a raven on it. But somebody comes out who is in an entirely black robe. He's got a bald head. He's got a long, wispy, thin goatee, and you recognize this person actually. This person is called Stan the Wizard, and you remember him from. You've actually fought him before. He KO'd your entire party with a fireball.
Oh, really? Oh,
And
God.
he, so once your spear is surrounded, he comes up to the spear and then places his hand on it and throws it back. You see him bring his hand to his chest and utter something into his fist, and then sort of pushes it towards you. And your heart
So magic.
dissipates in front of your eyes.
Oh, well, that's a load of shit.
And he smiles and he says, "Well, hello there."
Taylor,
And
do you
this is the
remember?
bad guy.
Well, he was keeping basically wage slaves, whether
Yeah.
you think that
So now
makes him a
he's
bad guy
bad.
or not. Yeah, he smiled and he says, "It will go a lot better for you if you submit, my boy. What's happened to you? You're looking a lot younger, but I recognize you. I recognize that instrument." And he gestures to your triangle.
Well, thank
Quite
you for
telling.
waking up and being noticed by a fan. Stan, mate, can you talk some sense into these guys? We've
He
got the
says-
head of Elfin
Not
here.
good.
He
They're like-
says, "Put your arms out in front of you, drop your sack, and my men will take you peacefully.
So he's
Resist and we
already-
will kill you."
I've already dropped the sack.
You've
Okay, and yeah, as you
exposed
do
what
that,
you
put your
have.
hands up. He nods
Oh,
once
there's
with his
the-
head.
I
And
gestured to my
four
left.
men. Oh, yeah. Go on, sorry.
I gestured to my left and say, "There's the head of your local elf king, Elvendir.
He smiles. He says, "Thank you."
You're welcome."
He says to his guys, he goes, "Take him,
Try and
and
take
you,"
the
he
carrot.
points to one of the soldiers, "take the head and bring it to my quarters." And then all of a sudden
Am
you
I
get
rushed
rushed by
straight
people, Taylor. So 4 people rush you, and each one of them takes one of your arms, one of your legs, and they throw you to the ground, fairly
I'm
roughly.
sorry, I'm not resisting.
Oh yeah, they're like classic American police. It's still roughhousing you as though you are.
Can I just
Like-
call out to Stan and just say,
How are they cool with you doing magic?
He's actually walking away from you now with his hands pursed behind his back, just walking gingerly.
Ooh, power stance, power stance.
Power stance, definitely. And the smile never left his face. So you're actually beaten into unconsciousness, Taylor.
Oh, well, that's
Uh,
annoying.
After shackles are put around, yeah, these people are cowards. After shackles are put around your wrists. All right. The rest of the party sort of sees this happen, but from a safe enough distance that you're not really.
Bye, Taylor.
All right, what are you guys doing? You saw Spurgeon get taken.
I'd sit down on the
Um,
ground and I put my hands in my head in my hands and I just go, "There goes the fucking head for our reward." That dumb fuck.
I would actually like Taylor back, Spurgeon back, because he's got the hut spell, which is awesome when it's not used on a city, and it's kept us safe. A lot of times, I would be dead have it not been for that spell. So I want him back. Does it set? How long until the city calms down?
We don't know.
After this response, so you notice you wait a few hours, and like the guards immediately go back into the city. The drawbridge shuts, but you do notice there's an increased amount of guards patrolling the walls. So where before you might see 1 pass every minute or so, you probably see 3 or 4 pass every minute or so now. So how far away from the
Excellent.
city are you guys setting up camp?
Yeah, we're not going to set up camp here because we're within sight of a city that just tried to murder us. So you can go
It
to
just
so how
shows
far
we're
away do you go?
dedicated to getting Taylor back.
Yeah, I'm saying we don't go. I say we go like an hour away to set up camp. I'm not saying we wander off forever. I'm just saying I don't want to be within, I want them, if they want to come out, to actually have to come out.
So what's the plan, guys? What's happening? So probably about 500 meters has been completely cleared in front of the city, but other than that, it's fairly dense once it begins.
Yeah,
But it is winter, so a lot of the trees have, dropped leaves and things.
let's just go into the forest a little bit and set up camp.
Okay.
Yeah, can we go in far enough that we can still kind of see the gate?
Not if you don't want to be seen. Well, it depends. Are you guys having a cold camp, or are you having a fire?
Have a fire.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you don't want to be seen, you'll have to go quite far away if you want to have a fire and not be seen.
So I'm happy to not be hiding, just not near the gate.
Okay. I mean, you could probably travel about 2 kilometers out and camp behind a rocky embankment so that your fire wouldn't be directly visible to the gate.
Fine.
But I mean, they're gonna, in the morning, if the fire's still going, they're gonna see smoke.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right. Yeah, sure, you guys do that. All right, we'll flash over to Taylor then. Taylor, you awaken in, well, what can only really be described as a dungeon. It's dark, it's dank, it's wet. You're shackled to the wall, and there's a man sitting on a chair in front of you whose face is completely obscured by darkness.
Cool.
And he says, awake at last. I have
Hey,
some
what's
questions
that?
for you.
Good. Hopefully, I have some answers.
He says, yes, hopefully. What are you doing here? What were you doing with the head?
Right. So we met a bloke called Commander Shepherd and his travelling party of merry men. Are you familiar with this bloke? Apparently he was here at this town at some point.
Commander Shepherd, yes. He's
Yeah.
leads the
Right.
Blood Ravens.
Yeah, that's the one, the very fella. Now me and my friends, met a couple of them outside the gate earlier. We were given a quest, an undertaking by Commander Shepherd. Apparently you guys here are having a bit of problems with some local elves who've moved in and decided that this territory belongs to them and all the humans need to be out. As a fellow human, I obviously don't agree. And so basically Commander Shepherd wanted their king's head. Now the king's name is Elvendir. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him.
Elvendir, yes. Everybody in this province is familiar with him, I believe.
Well, your guard at the front gate didn't seem to be, but I'm not going to make judgments on who you hire to guard your gate. That's neither here nor there. So basically, we went and met Elvendir, just to sort of scout out and see what he did. He was very, very rude to us. Actually wanted to kill a mage in Shepherd's travelling party in return for some semblance of favour. We declined to do that. We went away and ambushed him. We managed to successfully kill him. No easy feat. I'm sure if you've heard of this fella, you know that he is quite a powerful elven wizard or sorcerer or whatever. Yeah, so we still managed to get the upper hand on him. We killed him, and I've only come back here to deliver the head to Commander Shepherd, as instructed, when all of a sudden I am told that no, Shepherd hasn't been here in months. We're not going to be let in. We're hungry. We're tired. All we're trying to do is a favour for you guys here in this town. I decided to set up my camp, which is that orb you may have seen out the front before, may have heard about. Next thing I know, I'm being set upon, attacked. In no way do I resist. I get knocked unconscious and now wind up here shackled talking to you.
Says, yes, quite an interesting story. You've been busy since I last saw you, and by the look of that magic, you've gotten quite a bit more powerful as well.
Oh, look, I don't mean to brag, but we've done all right for ourselves. We're still alive, let's say.
He says, yes, for now.
Well, I'm no.
You made a grave mistake coming here under these conditions. You should know that local folks such as those on the gate do not like magic. You should know that. You scared them, you spooked them, and now look where you are, under my control.
Hey, that's all right. You seem like a nice dude. I'm just sitting here hanging out.
He laughs loudly. Do I indeed? You are of use to me, Spurgeon.
Good.
And thank you for telling me the tale of how you got this head. It will be very useful when presenting it to Tempest. I've been trying to curry her favour for quite a while.
All good, mate. Any way I can help out.
He says, yes, you can help me further if you wish. I would like you to remain down here, and I would like to know more secrets from you.
Yeah, cool. No dramas.
So I want to know all your secrets. And then he looks over his shoulder and somebody else enters the room. And this thing is going to help me. And he smiles, and the person coming in is, well, the thing coming in is holding a torch. It's holding it low so its face isn't illuminated, but Stan's face becomes illuminated, and he's got a wicked smile. And something about the way his eyes are focusing on you just doesn't seem right. Like something seems really off with him. And then the figure moving towards you, it's about human size, but you notice as it's moving towards you, it's not taking steps, it just appears to be floating. And as this thing gets closer to you, it pulls the torch up a little bit higher, and it reveals an absolutely horrible sight. It has pale blue skin, and it looks like it has an octopus's tentacles coming forward from its mouth. And it makes a horrible, like, gurgly noise from its mouth, and then you hear a voice in your head, secrets. Yes. Okay, and we'll flash back to the party.